जया कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवर धारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन जमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल। जय श्री राधा माधव भगवान की जय। जय श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की जय। जय गौर निताई की जय। पंचतत्वा की जय। जय षट गोस्वामी की जय। जगत गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। पतित पावन श्रीपाद महाराज की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। Hare Krishna. Today we are going to study from this Canto 6, Chapter 17, Text 38. Jagye tvashturdakshinagno danavim yonimashritah vritrayatri abhivikhyato ज्ञान विज्ञान संयुतः. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai ho. Translation: being cursed by Mother Durga Bhavani, the wife of Lord Shiva, that same Chitraketu accepted birth in a demoniac species of life, although still fully equipped with transcendental knowledge and practical application of that knowledge in life, he appeared as a demon at the fire sacrifice performed by Twashta, and thus he became famous as Vritrasura. Per bird, the word yoni is generally understood to mean jati, family, group, or species. Although Vritrasur appeared in a family of demons, it is clearly said that his knowledge of spiritual life still existed. Jnana Vijnana Samyutaha. His spiritual knowledge and the practical application of that knowledge in life were not lost. Therefore, it is said that even if a devotee falls down for some reason, he is still not lost. यत्र क्व यत्र क्व वा भद्रम् अभूदमुष्य किं को वार्थाप्तो अभजतां स्वधर्मतः. This is the famous shloka of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 5:17. Once one is advanced in devotional service, his spiritual assets are never lost under any circumstances. Whatever spiritual advancement he has achieved continues. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Even if a bhakti yogi falls, he takes birth in a rich family or family of brahmanas, in which he again starts devotional activities from the point where he left off. Although Vritrasura was known as an asura or demon, he did not lose his consciousness of Krishna or devotional service. मम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिस्वरूप दामोदर स्वामिनिति नामिने. नमः सद्भक्तमनया मणिपुरोद्भवाय च प्रभुपाल सद्वाणी प्रचार निरताय ते. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. I offer my most humble obeisances to all Maharajis, all Vaishnava Vaishnavis, all friends present in this gathering, and request them to bless me profusely so that I can share the message of Bhagavatam, today's shloka. So here, when our Maharaj Chitraketu asked this question to our what is his name? Maharaj Sukhdev Goswami ji. He asked this question that Rajastamaha Swabhavasya Brahman Vritrasya Papamanaha Narayane Bhagavati Katham Asid Dridamati. O learned Brahmana, demons are generally sinful, being obsessed with the modes of passion and ignorance. How then could Vritrasur have attained such exalted love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana? How is that? So, to which today's shloka is being then Shukdev Goswami ji narrated the whole pastime of Chitraketu ji, and he being cursed by Mata Parvati, and then how he came out from that fire which Twasta had ignited during his yajna. So today's shloka is being spoken that although he was born in a demoniac species of life, but he was equipped with transcendental knowledge and practical application of that knowledge in life. Jnana Vijnana. So, which means the Jnana and Vijnana, they are not lost. They are permanently stamped in the heart of a devotee. So, what is Jnana and Vijnana? First of all, we should try to understand. The Jnana is that I am servant of Krishna, and Vijnana is that I will serve Krishna. I am craving for service. And practical application means it's not just only thinking and saying and speaking that I am serving Krishna. It's actually serving Krishna also. So that Gyan and Vigyan. Gyan is I am servant of Krishna. Vigyan means please give me more service. Please give me more service. Right. So this is and asking for service and executing it for the pleasure of Guru Maharaj. This is Vigyan actually. So both of them, Gyan and Vigyan, were intact, right? Pretty much in the heart, in the core of the heart of Vritrasura, who otherwise superficially was having a demoniac body. So pretty much like a diamond, which is sometimes found in coal mine. That diamond and a diamond which rich people wear in their fingers or in on their around their in their body. What is the difference? This diamond is with a rich person, that diamond is in a coal mine, right? Diamond is the diamond. Diamond, even though it is lying in the dark dungeons of coal mine, it never loses its sparkle, its luster. In fact, under a coal mine being suppressed for many years, the diamond actually gains more luster and more splendor. This we all know, it is under the pressure only that this assembly of carbon atoms, they get converted into diamond. So our judgmental spirit, we are so judgmental that with these external qualities, the presence and absence of those qualities, with those only we judge devotees. And this is actually very offensive because most of the time, almost every time, we will see only faults in devotees. Because of our fault finding nature and judgmental nature, we will not spare anyone, right? So this is our nature. We always judge. So therefore, the idea is that born in a demonic family or in any family, a devotee is always a devotee, right? He's in the core of his heart. There is this Ganga of Krishna Prem, which is always flowing. I mean, how do we compare compare two mothers? One mother is educated and other mother is illiterate. One mother is South Indian, other mother is North Indian, right? One mother is here and one mother is there. So do we compare that this mother is better than this mother, right? Right? Mothers, they have the same amount of mamta, right? So I'm giving it as an example. So mothers have same amount of mamta for their babies. So devotee, devotee, he may appear in a very aristocratic family, or he may appear in a demoniac family. Devotees are always wonderful, diamond-like. Their heart is like diamond, right? In their heart, there is always this idea is there. Devotee has got this one sun quality, which is which stands them apart. Because of that, they stand apart. Even though the non-devotees, they may be having millions of good qualities, but those good qualities are like jugnus, fireflies, in front of this sun quality. What is the sun quality? The sun quality is that they can never relinquish, they can never abandon, they can never give up. What? Their surrender to Lord Krishna Prem. That is their sun asset. Even though they may be having superficially no such firefly kind of good quality, but inside this sun is burning, right? Whereas we, being proud of our good qualities, that is number one mistake. We are proud of our good qualities. And number two is that we find faults in Vritrasur and other demoniac or other devotees. So that is number two mistakes. So there is a rescue from mistake number one. If we are proud of our good qualities, we can be saved. But if we start finding faults in devotees, then where is the rescue? There is no rescue at all, right? So, for instance, though we have always already discussed this apparent and real reason. Real reason is that Maharaj Chitraketu, actually he was not at all offending. He was not at all finding any fault at all in Bhagwan Shankar, because actually there is no fault in Bhagwan Shankar. He was not fault finding. He was just having some friendly reciprocation with Lord. But if we are trying to derive some lessons from this attitude, from this episode, the episode is that lesson is that even though a devotee may be having many, externally he may be having, uh, all these unsocial norms which are not, normally acceptable. Still, we should not find faults, in a devotee. Our judgmental, our judgmental spirit will drown us and take us to nowhere. That is the idea, dear devotees. So the question may arise, why does the devotee never fall? By the way, here, if you see, Srila Prabhupada ji has has mentioned one shloka. That shloka is very interesting. That shloka is this shloka. Yatra kva vabhadram. This is Bhagavat 1.5. So let's go there. So here, this is that beautiful shloka. Tyaktva swadharmam charanambujam harer bhajan pakvat pate tato yadi yatra kva vabhadram abhudamushya kim kovarthapto abhajatam swadharmataha. Here I like to draw your attention to a beautiful word-to-word translation. Let me enlarge it. Here, see, this word is there, va. So va, Srila Prabhupada has translated as, va means or, used sarcastically. Hana. So this shloka. So I was going through the commentaries of acharyas to understand why Srila Prabhupada ji used sarcastically. Sukdev Goswami ji, no, this Narad Muni ji is telling Vyasdeva ji that let us read a translation. The translation is, one who has forsaken his material occupations to engage in the devotional service of the Lord may sometimes fall down while in an immature stage, yet there is no danger of his being unsuccessful. On the other hand, a non-devotee, though fully engaged in occupational duties, does not gain anything. So va means used sarcastically. Suppose some judgmental people, they keep saying, "Na, this devotee has fallen down. That devotee has fallen down." Uh, we keep saying, right? Or not? Yeah, some non-devotees, na, they say that a fallen down devotee has got no scope, or so to kind of deal with such kind of people, there is this nyaya in logic which is called as this nyaya is called as let me tell you what this nyaya is called as. I noted it down. Tushyatu durjan nyaya. Tushyatu durjan nyaya means, if suppose a wicked man is arguing with you, right? So first of all, how should we deal with this, right? So tushyate, first of all, you satisfy him. Okay, sir, whatever you are saying is absolutely right. So externally you are kind of convincing him, but internally there is a sarcasm. He's not right, he's a wicked person. How can wicked person be right? So first of all, you satisfy him. And then slowly, you bring in, you introduce the propriety of your wisdom. Then you slowly in doses, in a small quantity, you introduce, sir, this is also the case, this is also the case. And then he may get convinced. So here the va means these people, these adamant people who keep saying devotees fall, devotees fall. So we are first of all saying, okay, sir, accepted that devotees fall. But still, so then how do we introduce our wisdom? We accept, we agree with you that devotees also fall. So stage number one is that there is no danger of his being unsuccessful. Even though he may fall, still there is no danger of his being unsuccessful. He will start from wherever he left. That is intrusion one, insertion one. And insertion two, which which we should eventually bring, is that actually devotee never falls down. That is the idea, dear devotees. Actually, devotee never falls down. Why does devotee never fall down? Because Krishna never falls down. So Krishna is always holding the hand of devotee. That's why devotee never falls down. Are we seeing this? Devotee means one whose collar or one whose hand has been caught permanently, eternally by Krishna. Whosoever has been accepted by a Sadguru, he is he has been like accepted by Krishna, and that acceptance is not temporary like this temporary material world, जहाँ पे सब कुछ temporary है. कृष्णा ने एक बार पोषण दे दिया. By the way, the name of this canto is Poshan, and we are almost at the last but one chapter, and there will be one last chapter that is also very interesting chapter. This whole canto is called as Poshan. Once the Poshan is supplied, once the Poshan is given, that Poshan remains forever. Once a devotee always, right? The moment we are trapped or we are accepted in that portion domain offered always by Krishna, that portion always remains. So, how can we say devotee fall? Actually, it is offensive to say devotee falls. And in this way, we should try to convince ourselves. We may not be able to convince others, but we should be convincing ourselves that actually a devotee never falls. He goes somewhere here and there astray, but then he's brought back. He's brought back. Uh, and who brings back? Krishna brings back. Krishna brings back, suppose, Yeah, Krishna brings back. Non devotees, they fall down. They go deeper and deeper in demonic species to never actually come back. But whereas when a devotee, he goes in a demoniac species like our Vitrasurji, there is a huge purpose there which I have already shared. It's like suppressing a spring. When a spring is suppressed, that spring acquires potential energy, more and more potential energy. So therefore, when that suppression is removed, that spring jumps to a very bigger heights. So when a devotee is suppressed like this, in the he's given birth in a demonic family, something like this, he acquires more and more Krishna prem, million times more Krishna prem. A practicing devotee, when he is punished, he acquires more and more of humility. And when an exalted devotee, when he is put into such situation, he acquires more and more of Krishna prem, because he is already a Krishna premi. So where is the fall down? There is no fall down actually. There is no fall down. Are we seeing the connection? Actually, there is no fall down. So this is how that va, remember that va, that sarcasm is actually there is no fall down. So this we have to like convince ourselves. Now come back to here in today's shloka. Today's shloka again, one something very interesting is there. I always keep losing this track. Yeah. Today's shloka is Jnana Vijnana Samyuta. So Vritrasur, he appeared in the family of demons equipped with Jnana and Vijnana. So someone may say, opponent may say, how is this possible? Jnana and Vijnana require purification. Gyan requires purification because Gyan depends on purification and purification depends on Nishkarm Karma. Right? Nishkam Karma brings purification and purification then finally leads us to Gyan. Right? But in the case of Vitrasur, if we look at his karma, very inimical to demigods. So this definitely is not Nishkam Karma. If Nishkam Karma is not there, purification will not happen. If purification does not happen, Gyan will not be there. If Gyan is not there, Vigyan will not be there. So how are you saying that he was equipped with Gyan and Vigyan? So here, that beautiful principle comes to our rescue. And that principle is that Gyan is depending on purification. Purification is depending on Nishkam Karma. Nishkam Karma is depending on so many other things. There is a dependency chain, but there is something which is freed of this dependency chain, and that is bhakti. In bhakti, there is no dependency. Swarat. It is completely independent. So bhakti is completely independent. And not only that, Gyan and Vigyan, they are dependent on bhakti. So when bhakti is aroused in the heart of a living entity, along with that bhakti, Gyan and Vijnana also follow bhakti and they also um, occupy the heart of a devotee. And आप समझ रहे हैं, भक्ति is not in this dependency chain. Bhakti is not dependent. Bhakti is the queen, and everything else, karma, gyan, nishkam karma, and vigyan, everything, they are like servants. King and queen, they are always independent. Servants में ही ये सब चलता रहता है. Dependency, we are dependent on him, he is dependent on us, he is dependent on me. Dependency chain. हम सब एक दूसरे पे dependent हैं, right? But bhakti is completely independent of Gyan and Vigyan. So bhakti comes with it. When bhakti dawns, when bhakti occupies the heart, then all the servants of bhakti also occupy. Where will they go? Gyan will come, Vigyan will come, Buddhi will come. All the good qualities will come. The rare 26 qualities which only devotee has, they will come. All the demigodly qualities will come. They will come, occupy the heart of a devotee. Where will they go? Right? Even if they momentarily, even if they momentarily they go somewhere because of the plan of Krishna, like in the case of Vritrasur, we are not finding any demigodly qualities. But that is plan of Krishna. We should never let our judgmental take the better of us and conclude that how is that the case. Devotee means all the good qualities because he has got the sun quality. Okay. So here, so this is the idea, dear devotees, that uh, like our Mother Parvati, when she cursed, so like how bhakti is completely independent. So there's one more fact which I wanted to share, that Mother Parvati, she is Vaishnavi, and she is the external energy of Krishna. How can she be influenced by the external energy? She herself is the external energy. So how could she curse Maharaj Chitraketu? So actually here, the logic is that Ishvara Parama Krishna. Krishna is the supreme controller. Uh, Similar question can be raised that when in Brahma Vimohan Leela, when Lord Brahma, he kidnapped, yeah, he stole all these, cowherd friends and calves, and Krishna expanded into so many, in all those, as many stolen people. So no one knew. Even Balramji also did not know. Balramji is telling to Krishna that how is this that these mothers are loving their kids more than earlier they were loving you. They were loving you more than their kids, but now they are loving their kids as much as they love you. How? So Acharyas are asking this question: how come Balramji is immediate expansion of Krishna? So being immediate expansion of Krishna is Bhagwan Tattva only. How could he, succumb to moho? So here the principle is Ishwar Parama Krishna. Krishna is the Param Ishwar. He not only controls material electron proton, he controls spiritons. Not only spiritons, but Mata Parvati external energies also. Not only her, but even Vishnu Murtis including Balram. That is Krishna. So when Mother Parvati is cursing our Maharaj Chitraketu, that is simply Krishna Leela. Bhagwan is very eager, very unki utkantha, very eager that now this beautiful devotee should now come back. He should now come back. I cannot live without him anymore. So this is a beautiful story of Maharaj Chitraketu. And the take-home message is that the devotee never falls down. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji, for this. Yeah, sorry. Yes, thank you, Roger, for this wonderful class. And yeah, if anyone is having any questions, they can raise the hand and ask His Grace Srikant Prabhuji. Yes, Govind Maharaji, please.
Hare Krishna Maharaj Ji. Dandavad Pranam.
Maharaji, please unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, Srikant Prabhu, and we hope that you are uh, you are closest to where you want to be. So that's really wonderful. Always such pleasing and very absorbing presentation. This is very interesting. Before I ask the question, it's an observation about the vision to see a person who has become interested in Krishna consciousness. Interested means real, because interested for his real identity, not mental or physical, intellectual, but one who really found one's interest in Krishna, ruchi, ruchi. So then that cannot go away. Basically, how the because karma and the entanglement in the material world, it is so deep rooted. What Krishna says, "Api chesu duracharam." That's amazing. Krishna has space. You give the example of the spring. Krishna has utilized that concept and saying sudurachara. That's very, very difficult to assimilate, and how we in practical sense, if we, because seeing is believing. Our material world is that hearing is believing, seeing is believing. We are so used to depend on observation of the senses. I think appreciates to do that. So basically, the two aspects in relation to our body and mind, that is the achar, like the way we act are based on our what kind of body we have got and what kind of mental state and different circumstances surrounding what appears, but what doesn't appear is our real identity, the soul, and the actions of the soul is in accordance to its swarupa. So there's always conflict of in relation to the body and relation to the soul, and so many things are done, but to define who a devotee is, means whose interest in Krishna, the sole interest in Krishna has been recognized. Now, in Narsinga Puran, there is an observation by the devotee where it says that Bhagavati cha harav ananya cheta bhrishya malinopi virajati manushya nahi shashe kalush chhabhi kadachit timir parabhavatam upayati chandra. Very simple. We look at the moon, how glorious, how much spreading. So that is the nature of the devotee, one who has found his interest of the soul. In spite of apparently his interest of the body, mind, situations, country, many things, conditioning is so deep rooted, but because he has found his interest, his real interest, or the interest of the soul. That's what Krishna acknowledges, and he is thrilled by it. He has accepted, especially in Dikshit devotee. Diksha kale bhakta kare atma samarpan. Sei kale Krishna tare kare atma samarpan. Krishna has accepted him to come on the same level as him. He has accepted. Yes, he has found his connection, ruchi in me, and now let me just help him expedite his journey. So all these things, Krishna is interfering directly, with his devotees. Indirectly, of course, he has provided this system of the material existence and our people. But once a person has found his interest in Krishna, that is where Krishna goes. Yes, samyak vyavasthito, he says. He's properly situated, because he is not going to take shelter of anything else, but he's perfectly situated because he has accepted me as the exclusive shelter. That is the definition, devotee, before we discuss further. So in this example, the devotee is considered like a moon who spreads the beautiful rays in so many aspects. So if somebody sees a shasha, the mark of a rabbit, and if he thinks that that is a fault, or that is the drawback of a devotee, that's very, very, very faulty and wrong, because it does not diminish the power of spreading the rays of the moon, does it? So from that point of view, your class was so wholesome, actually, because the struggle in sadhan bhakti, and we are all moving towards wholesome transformation, or adjusting the material conditioning with the body and the material mind, to come to become fully aligned with the interest of the soul, and that's where the struggle comes. And, so the ultimately question comes that how a devotee help himself, because he has to live in this world where people will observe. It becomes many times overwhelming, the situations, conditions, circumstances. How still one protect one's appreciating the image of Krishna, who thinks that I'm a devotee, I'm his devotee. Even when the whole world is ready to go against you, pull you down, fall down situation. The way you describe was simply wonderful. Krishna does not think that he has fallen down. What is the foundation of fall down? What we call fall down? Because the shloka you quoted from first canto, 5th chapter, shloka number 17 or 18, 19, 17. There, the Bhagavatam says that Tyakva swadharmam charanam bhujam hare bhajan apakva yatrekve va abhadram abhudamushitimi. Koval sa apto abhajitam swadharmata. Apakva avastha, is that the fall down? Means, what you call fall down? Fall down from what? Is it an incomplete journey, or incomplete without, or quitting the process, or what entails fall down in Narada's estimation? Then he's describing that even apparently he's not in the best standard. He should not be considered.
That's why.
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupt. Please complete, Maharaji.
That is because the question which you address in today's class, of course, it's very deep. Wow. Even the endeavor is so much appreciated. endeavor. It is not talking about attaining the perfection, anything. The very endeavor to find one's interest in Krishna is so glorified. Praise the, so fall down. Can you define, throw some light from viewpoint of those who have not found their interest in Krishna? Are they not the one who have really fallen down in spite of attaining this opportunity as a human being to find one's interest in Krishna? Is it so? That is how we must look and observe and see that anybody who has found his interest in Krishna, they are so rare compared to those unlimited people who are lost to their ignorance. From that point of view, should we define ignorance or ajnana or jnana and ultimate supreme perfection? How you help us, those who have still, is, although we may have been acknowledged as devotees, or whichever way, but we still find a tendency to downgrade or see others not as. How rare is the position, the way Narad Muni is describing, that they are great even if they lost it, or even if they didn't complete the final line. They got distracted or something like. Compared to those who never tasted, never came on the track of the pure devotional service. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj ji. So fall down. Yeah, sometimes I also think, is there anything like fall down? Because let's say, for instance, in the case of non-devotees who are already in the pit, like if someone is already in the pit, he's jumping, he's falling back in the pit only. So where is he falling? Falling down means if someone has risen to some place, or but where has he risen? He is just there only in the pit only. And in the case of devotees, where is the fall down? So that's why Narad Muniji is using the word va. Va means let them keep saying that there is a fall down. Actually, there is no fall down for devotees. Bhagavan also tells that my devotee actually never perishes. There may be momentary hiccups and halts, but it's only a progressive journey. But since we are only looking at the external qualities, so जैसे कि scientists लोग होते हैं, they say they have got this material perceptions only, right? They have perception of matter only, so much so that they define life as a product of matter. They define life as some assembly of molecules and this and that. So similarly, we also define based on our observations the standard of a devotee, or we judge. Our vision is like this. हमारी fault finding इतनी deep rooted है कि sometimes some disciples, unfortunately, they start finding fault in their spiritual master. I will like to say that this can safely be called as a fall down, in the sense that he has really receded to such a level. But in due course of time, Krishna will definitely straighten him also. Not in this life, and in the next life also, he will also be brought back in his senses. So fall down is something which is right, which is for a devotee, for a practicing devotee, the fall down actually does not exist. However, we should understand this is aparadh of fault finding. And I will tell you the reason also behind this aparadha of fault finding and how to tackle it. This aparadha of fault finding, Vaishnava aparadha, is such a grave aparadha that even a small touch of Vaishnava aparadha is like a small touch of, if you momentarily touch a 40,000 volt transformer. Someone may say, I'll just go and touch it. मैं जरा सा touch करके आ जाऊंगा, जिंदा आ जाऊंगा. You'll not come back. So similarly, this Vaishnava Prad is such a mammoth thing. Small touch will spoil. Spoil means from Krishna point of view, actually nothing is spoiled. Krishna will definitely bring us back to our senses. He will definitely insert his knowledge कि हमने बहुत गलत किया वैष्णव अपराध करके, गुरुद्रोह करके. ये कृष्णा की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कि वो अपने डिवोटीज को जो इस तरह भटक जाते हैं अपने सेंसेस में लाना. अच्छा, अब ये फॉल्ट फाइंडिंग का रूट क्या है? उसका रूट है कि हमें ज्ञान है लेकिन विज्ञान नहीं है. हमें ज्ञान है, वी हैव ज्ञान दैट वी आर कृष्णदास, लेकिन हम सफिशिएंटली अपने आप को सेवा में लगाते नहीं हैं, एंगेज नहीं करते. वी डोंट एंगेज आवरसेल्व्स इन द सर्विस sufficiently. And on top of that, we think that we are sufficiently engaged. So we get so much room. We give ourselves so much room for. We kind of invite. If you are not doing practical seva, we'll definitely invite this fault finding. So much so that we'll start fault finding in those devotees who are full time and very much engaged in the service. Will fault find. एक तो हम सर्विस नहीं कर रहे, ऊपर से जो कर रहे हैं उन पे फॉल्ट फाइंडिंग करेंगे, तब कैसे होगा? तो ये सब इसीलिए है क्योंकि हम सफिशिएंटली इंगेज नहीं रहते सर्विस में. हम अपनी सर्विस ठीक ठाक से करें, 16 राउंड्स करें, रोज टीटी वर्शिप करें, भागवतम क्लास अटेंड करें, फिर उसके अलावा जो हमको सीनियर्स लोग सर्विस देते हैं वो करें. इसी तरह अपने 24 आवर्स को पूरी तरह से सर्विस से भर दें. सो वेयर इज अ रूम फॉर फॉल्ट फाइंडिंग. और अगर सर्विस नहीं होगी तो फॉल्ट फाइंडिंग अवश्य होगी. फॉल्ट फाइंडिंग इसलिए अवश्य होगी क्योंकि हम फॉल्ट फाइंडिंग वाले संसार में हैं, रह रहे हैं इस मैटर वर्ल्ड में, और ये हमारा नेचर बन चुका है. सिंस टाइम इमेमोरियल वी हैव बीन फाइंडिंग फॉल्ट. वी विल नॉट स्पेयर इवन कृष्णा, वी विल नॉट स्पेयर इवन शिला प्रभुपाद जी in fault finding. This is such a nasty, deep-rooted worm in our heart. It is very nasty, and so therefore we should engage. Right now, engaging 24 hours a day in service is our obligation. It is our obligation. But one fine day it will become our nature, second nature. It will become our true nature. It will become our greed. So in this way I have tried to answer Maharaji what is fall down, what is not fall down, and how to stay away from fault finding. Please add, Maharaji, because I'm pretty sure I have not completed it.
Well, that is your sublime humility to say that, but subject matter, can it be expanded, or our awareness 24/7, that is very much essential. So up to the point of ruchi, asakti, that is one thing. Before asakti, especially, asakti is the longest journey. I express my observation. It's also pretty much supported by Sridhar Swami in his commentary, where he said, Charana Swarnam Premna Tava Deva Sudurlabham Yatha Katanchit Nrihari Mama Bhuyad Aharnisham. He is establishing that loving remembrance of the Lord all the time. Loving remembrance of the Lord, it's very, very difficult to achieve. One wants to, he aspires to be at his, aspires to be able to remember Krishna all the time, lovingly. So somehow Krishna has to intervene. So Krishna comes, he is begging Krishna, okay, do something. It is very, very extremely difficult for me to attain what I aspire on my own, through my own sadhana, my own endeavor. And he is finding it very, very difficult. Sudurlabham, just like Krishna uses it. So then Krishna is impelled, Krishna is asked, begged, hankering in all these things. So when it is so difficult before the stage of asakti, so even our sadhana bhakti and devotees, even the knowledge aspect, knowing things about Krishna, they form the jnana part. Jnana means all the glories and all the opulence of the Lord to say. But the attachment comes to the madhurya. Have we ever heard about somebody? Of course, attachment to the opulence is also there in material, but Vijnana means you become as if like falling in love, because opulence is one aspect of knowledge. But Krishna says, "Jnanam teham savijnanam idam bhakshami asheshatam yas gyatva neha bhuyodis gyatavam avasishyate." Even when sadhakas and people, they have unlimited information knowledge, through IT. Everything is available, and still, to what use one uses, that remains still, very much, even among the sadhakas. The motive is not purified, And that's why Sridhar Swami is saying, Krishna, if I can be able to remember you lovingly all the time, ahar-nisham, then that would be great, because then I would be left with no unwanted interest or attraction to find faults or this and that. My motive would be. So that's where Krishna says to Arjuna, I will provide you the Vijnana. I will, because on your own endeavor, your limit is only up to Jnana, because that faculty is also given in a human being. But Vijnana is Krishna personally tells Arjuna. Idam vakshami asheshatma yas gyatva neha bhuyonyat gyatavam avasishyate. So on our own endeavor, Gyan, and Gyan ultimately means just what is right for me, what is wrong, or what is matter, what is spirit. इस नश्वर संसार में सुख नहीं है. You come to this conviction, this Gyan, compared to this संसार में ही सुख है, ऐसा जो मानता है पशुवत, वही अज्ञान है. But Divya Gyan, which the devotees experience through their sadhana bhakti, Shravan Kirtan, they get some glimpse. And how that glimpse, that experience can be sustained 24/7. That will remain the struggle. And the devotee is truly in good association. Association really matters. Actually, association is 100%, because choosing association cannot be forced. It has to be one's individual conscious choice. So if a devotee makes himself fortunate to protect his association, good association. Even when we listen to many stalwart, very good speakers and many things, what really I should count is how wonderful, just for my benefit, someone is helping me, rather than, oh, बड़ी बड़ी बातें करते हैं लेकिन इनकी स्थिति ऐसी है. But at least the devotee is helping me. How can I not feel indebted to him if he has helped me even little bit? Ungrateful तो नहीं हो सकते. So from that point of view, I think Vijnana we must target we must beg Krishna. We must beg Vaishnava, Sri Guru, that we become situated in Vijnana sufficiently. That will rescue. I think Vijnana has to be sustained. And our scriptures, sadhus, they provide us Vijnana actually. And devotees with their loving sentiments, when they describe Krishna Lila and different aspects, they are just raising our Vijnana experience. How to sustain, that's the key, that's the critical thing. You cannot deny that any devotee who has taken this path, he has not experienced Vijnana. Sometimes our wonderful sentiments, they are so lovingly, means wonderfully overwhelming us. We become, our emotions raise our consciousness to the ultimate level. We are ready to do anything, everything. We are ready to leave behind everything if some offer comes. And Krishna is just watching. Yes, yes, well done, well done, well done. We feel the inner support from Krishna. But again, the lack of that sustained good association kills us. If you want to say something along the association and also the possibility of Vijnana, because through one's own endeavor, the level is attained only Jnana. And oftentimes the sadhak thinks Jnana is Vijnana. His Jnana is Vijnana because he knows so much. He can quote so many things and different things. So he knows. But one who knows can never claim that he knows, because it's just like finding, when somebody finds one's interest in someone, by very definition that he acknowledges, my God, such a wonderful person or thing, and hardly much I know about it, because the attraction is so deep, so strong. Because just like in America, I use that example. They call, when the interest is there, they want to utilize or benefit from the other person, then say, I know, I love you, correct? And once they think that they have known the person enough, now they cannot use the person, you know. I love you, or what is the other aspect? Either I love you or I know you, correct? So to claiming that I know you, or knowing Krishna, because then there would be no space and time left to think that I know him, because ye dil mange more, that could be achieved. And he can never claim that he knows. But as long as the person has this consciousness that he knows, it could be still, especially thinking that his Gyan is Vijnana. That's a very dangerous thing. He has not become immune to danger. That's what I mean.
Yes. Well, I just will not add much, just few liners I will add. Yes, it is true, Gyan is not Vigyan. Theoretical knowledge is not realized knowledge, but applied knowledge is definitely realized knowledge. Applied knowledge. There is one thing which is, I am serving a servant of Krishna, that is theoretical. That will not save us as much as one who is already serving Krishna and Guru Maharaj. This is actually realized knowledge. What else is realized knowledge? I'm serving Guru Maharaj is realized knowledge in action. Divyagan Hridaya Prakashita. So this is, when one is actually serving his Guru Maharaj, right? He already is established in realized knowledge. He's realized it already. And like the difference between Gyan and Vigyan can be understood with the example of a cloud which is filled with water but does not rain. So Gyan will not be of much avail. But when the same cloud rains, that rain brings life on earth. So in this way, Gyan itself is incompetent. But when the heart is fully surcharged with realized knowledge, And that will be possible only when the day and the whole life
Beautiful.
of life.
One idea comes to mind.
Yeah, Maharaji. Please add.
Maybe you
Yes,
can finish, Prabhuji.
that's why what is Gyan, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the Gyan aspect, as you said, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives this idea that Gyan and Vigyan, the dedication with conviction, that whatever the scripture says, our Bhagavat says, or scripture says, it is absolute. This conviction will definitely propel him, inspire him to act also, and that acting, insisting and sustaining that acting, dedication will lead to the Vijnana. So becoming convinced about the absolute nature of the scripture, not just quoting scriptures, but when it comes to myself, I just say, oh, the instructions is for others. I can just violate. Instructions is only for others. Instruction is not for me. And that could be a very dangerous thing. Because Gyan, even when applied, it has to be sustained to come to the level of devotion. So the conviction is.
Yeah. So here, can I give one more example?
We don't become suspicious about. Yes, it's your you are entertaining us also.
No, Maharaj is absolutely right. And the idea is that here Vishnu Chakravarti Thakurji is only giving this example when someone starts eating food in a thali. So when do we say that his hunger is
Yes.
finished? Generally, when we eat food, the food gives us so many things. It gives us nutrition, it gives us elimination of hunger, taste, ruchi, rasa, and so many things the food gives us. So is it the case that only when the thali is finished, all these things manifest? So no, with every morsel, with the very first morsel, the hunger starts getting satisfied, and nutrition is achieved, ruchi is achieved, taste is achieved with every morsel. So that's why with every seva, जीव का तो भोजन सेवा ही है ना, सेवन मुखा, जीव का भोजन एक्चुअली में सेवा है. So when one devotee is engaged in seva, he has already started tasting Vigyan. And there is no end. Even Premi Bhakta, they crave, and Krishna also wants to give them more and more prema. So विज्ञान का तो कोई ऐसा final कोई terminals नहीं है कि हाँ I'm completely विज्ञानी. So it's like that we can see Maharaj ji.
Beautiful. That's why if one becomes convinced that this is bliss, this process of devotion, then he must protect it 24/7.
Yes.
That is the real sadhana. Because
Yes.
what we do, because the conditioning to keep it ever deconditioned from the matter conditioning, one has to find his engagement 24/7.
Yes.
And the primary passion has to be fed, because in Varnashram Dharma, most of us are situated. So Varnashram Dharma, in every ashram and Varna, they force us to act many which are not directly the pure devotional service. But if the passion is for pure devotional service, then everything, even shopping, going to market, driving, cooking, everything can be fed, can be feeding our primary passion. That is pure devotional service. Otherwise, apparently, we could be engaged in so many things which people may think, oh, they are involved in so many things. So those things have to do with the pure devotional service? The pure devotional service is in the consciousness, the passion, and the primary passion has to be sustained 24/7. Otherwise, the distraction and the so-called fall down of the mishaps do take place. So we have to cry out to Krishna to help us protect our association. 24/7, that's the minimum standard. Mahaprabhu says, Kirtaniya Sadahari. Prabhupada said oftentimes, 24/7, you have to protect your association. So that's the standard. What can we say? We are trapped by Mahaprabhu and Prabhupada and his followers who found their joy in being trapped 24/7 for their pleasure. So we have to follow the same standard. There is no second standard.
Yes. So in conclusion, I'll just say that to this discussion that Gyan is like unattended thali, whereas Vigyan is attended thali with conviction that there is no other thali. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji, and thank you, Maharajji. Yeah, Srikant Prabhu, we can conclude.
We can conclude? Okay. Grantraj, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. But before that, I'll just sorry to say that please stay safe. And I have already shared that video on, I don't want to scare anyone. Probably in Bhagavatam, I should not say, but still awareness should be there of the third wave. Please take all the precautions. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Pankaj Baba Sripad Maharaj ki jai. Anant Koti Vaishnav